Hi, my name is John. Have you ever thought about the difference between basic and skilled tree work? In this video, I will unpack some of that for your consideration. If you need an experienced arborist who works with highly skilled tree technicians, reach out to us on our website for a free consultation. I've seen it many times where a homeowner fails to take the time to educate themselves on the difference between simple and complex tree work and then begins shopping for the cheapest tree resource. Although I honor the desire for a person to get the best deal, a considerable percentage of the time I will see that the homeowner makes an irrevocable choice to use a utilitarian tree worker to perform a task better done by a highly skilled tree technician. In some cases, that results in an abused looking tree becoming part of the homeowner and neighborhood landscape. Not good. Number one, let's unpack the word skilled tree work. There's a spectrum that goes from less skilled to highly skilled work tasks. Another way to look at the spectrum is from basic to complex. On one side of the spectrum is more utilitarian tree work, such as a basic tree removal. This might be a smaller class tree with an open area with little to no targets. On the other side of the spectrum is more complex tree work. This might be a more technical removal with a higher number of targets to hit. This might also be artistic tree work or large-scale tree shaping. Factors that can increase complexity might include best tree health practices, application of industry-safe work practices, application of municipal tree codes to the tree work, or consideration of neighbors' interests. In other words, the basics, such as they don't want to see an ugly tree, or perhaps how the tree impacts screening or sunlight for them. In general, with neighbors, the larger a tree is, the more potential bad tree work is magnified to the neighborhood. This may or may not increase project complexity consideration depending upon how much weight a homeowner gives to relationships with neighbors. Several years ago, I had the privilege of one of my clients taking me and two of my sons in a ride in his float plane across the Puget Sound. We flew at an elevation of approximately 500 feet. From that altitude, I was astonished at the number of trees being removed due to developments in the Puget Sound. From my work experience, I know that removing a tree is hard and very dangerous work. It was also clear that there are lots of hardworking tree removal workers in the Puget Sound. So here's a question for a homeowner. If you ask one of those workers if they can climb a tree and prune it, what do you think their response would be? They would more than likely give you a sincere yes. The danger is for a homeowner to assume that a person that removes the tree is going to be equally skilled in tree work on a live tree. While a tree removal worker might be as skilled in the basic removal, they may not be qualified or experienced in performing more complex tree work. Consideration number two, safe, responsible tree work practices. In another video, we covered the importance of hiring a tree company that applies safe work practices. Tree work typically involves lots of kinetic energy. With the possibility of gardens, low voltage lighting, sprinkler heads, fountains, or fences being damaged, a less experienced technician using bad judgment could become a time-consuming event for a homeowner. A company's protocols when unforeseen property damages like this occur could substantially impact a customer's experience. A homeowner wanting to shop around for the best deal with limited industry exposure many times do not factor these intangibles into their equation. Number three, one other tip I want to touch on is wholehearted engagement. If you can have a tree service company that wholeheartedly engages its highly skilled technicians in your tree project, you're much more likely to get better value. Our family is very generous. I notice that I get really good service when I tip generously with the service staff at our favorite local restaurant. By us honoring them, we get increased service. Human behavior seems to kick in. It's safe to say that most homeowners have a much higher level of experience eating out than they do working with a tree service. When you break down the word tree service, it is tree service. An inexperienced teenager might be under the wrong assumption they will get the same service, not tipping a waiter, than tipping. To the person with more experience, that is a faulty assumption. Imagine if you brought a distinguished guest of yours into a restaurant with a waiter that knows he will make less money from your table than the next table. Is it possible that will impact your distinguished guest restaurant experience? Translating this to trees, do the trees at your home deserve quality, wholehearted service engagement? A good tree company is looking to make a profit and pass those profits along to their skilled workers. If they are not, they won't be in business for very long. If you're the least profitable customer in a tree service company's project calendar, their goal could be just to get your project done as rapidly as possible. When you consider that this trade is the highest elevation trade you can have done at your home, would it be a good idea to have a team wholeheartedly engaged? For example, if they see a defect in your tree at 85 feet, do you want them to address it or potentially ignore it because you are the client with the lowest margins for the team performing the work? In contrast, many of the best tree companies that employ the most skilled tree technicians want to have projects they can engage with a wholehearted mindset for their skilled labor teams. You having clarity on whether you have a simple and basic tree project or a more complex tree project where you utilize highly skilled tree technicians likely will help you get better value in your engagement with a tree company. If you found the video was helpful, hit the like button. If you have a suggestion for future videos, please drop a comment down below. If you're looking for more information on how to care for your trees, subscribe to our channel.